Hey guys, come on in. I'm on a couple of minutes early for those people who are going to share me out to the group. I'm going to share myself out, see what we can, how many people we can get to come on here. Y'all come on in, come on in. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and I am on Lori Resiliently Crafting. I'm on her page. Hang on just a minute. Let's see what this is doing. Come on in, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am not connected to the internet. All right, let's change that. No internet connection. Interesting. All right, let's turn it off and turn it back on and see what happens with that. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. I am on Lori Resiliently Crafting page. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. And hey, Shelly, come on in. Welcome, welcome. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. I'm going to wait for a few people to pop on. We're trying to keep Lori's page going. So today I signed up to just go live on her page and help her page. Let's see here if, how do I do this? Oh, I'm on the wrong place. I got to get to the right place. Thanks, Shelly. I appreciate it. I'm normally, I'm part of a house church, and we usually leave our house about 1:15 on Sundays, and then we get home about 7 o'clock. So I'm not normally available on Sundays, but we needed to switch things up. We're a small group, so we can switch things up whenever we want. So we met yesterday. So I'm kind of like out of my element. I'm used to, after having fellowship with our house church, I'm used to the next day being Monday. So for me, it feels like it's Monday. But I'm going to do a flag today from the Stencil Smith. I'm pretty excited to do this. I just recently got it in the mail. Y'all, look at that. You see that? All of the states of the United States make up the Stars and Stripes. And so I'm going to use red, gray, and a navy blue. I'm going to put this on a canvas bag, and we're going to see where this goes. So let me see if I can. Hey, Lindell, how are you? You just missed. This is the flag that I'm going to make. It has all the names of the United States on it. Hey, Lisa, thanks for jumping in. Thanks, Lindell, for coming in. I appreciate y'all being here to help me help Lori support her page. So let's see here. It says I'm live there. So, but anyway, so I'm going to do a canvas bag discovering with Lulu. Hey, Lulu, welcome. Thank you for being here. Hi, Brittany. Welcome, welcome. For those of you who are actually followers of Lori's page, just to kind of help me with orientation and everything, do you mind putting an F in the under your name when you make a comment? Just an F so that I know that you're one of Lori's, or an L. What should we do? Let's do F for follower for Lori, and that'll help me kind of identify how you know Lori, or if you do or you don't, or what. So let me get this out of the way. I got my glass of water here. So I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping this turns out pretty cool. I'm thinking it will. So I have this canvas bag that I had a friend of mine give me about, 10 or 15 of these about 3 years ago. And I know, I can't wait to see. Did y'all see? Let me show y'all the finished piece that I did with, I'm going to be using the same colors today Actually, I'm going to be using some gray. But I made this. This is it's backwards. I wish Facebook would turn everything around again for us. Okay, so, oh, perfect. Thanks, y'all. Everyone from Pulaski, Georgia. You know what? My father used to have a furniture store, and we had a line called Pulaski, and I bet it was probably out of Georgia. You're on Lori's page? Good. All right, so anyway, these are the colors. This is the navy blue that I'm going to be using, and this is the red. And this is a pillow cover that I did the other day. I love, love, love how this turned out. I did it in ink, and I'm going to work in ink again today. Let me throw this up here. And this tote bag is a little over 18.5 inches by 16 inches. So it's a pretty big tote bag. And my friend, one day she said, the Lord told me to give these to you. Hey, Doodle, come on in. And I was like, okay. So, and I haven't, this was like maybe 2.5 years ago. So, hey, Berta, come on in. You found me. I'm glad you found me. All right, so, y'all, okay, I am not a singer, but I'm going to tell you, when I saw this stencil, I was in chorus in the 5th grade, and we put on a performance. You know, it was a patriotic performance, and it was the 50 Nifty United States song. I, to this day, can get through about a little over 2/3 of the states in the United States. So let's see. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to let y'all read it. And y'all, this is like crazy that I'm going to do this, but Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, and that's where I end up having to start thinking about it. So how did I do, y'all? Is that not crazy or what? So, you know, the things we memorize when we are younger matter because they kind of stick with us for life. All right, so I'm going to take this off. I have to turn it around so that I can stencil this on here. And we're gonna get this going. Y'all come on in. For those of you who showed up late, I ask that when you are making a comment, if you'll just put an F before your comment, and that'll let us know, those of you who are actually followers of Lori's page. We're here for Lori. Please make sure that you keep her, Lori and her family lifted up in prayer. If you do not know, she lost her daughter this past week, and I don't remember the exact day, but all of us, there's a group of crafters, there's a bunch of crafters, because Lori has really just influenced a lot of people. But anyway, there's a group of crafters who have come together, and what we're doing is, let me get some tape here, y'all. What we're doing is trying to keep her page going, her algorithms going. So share this out there. Feel free to make comments. Even if you say la, 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 you have nothing to say, just put something down in the comments, and you know, so we can keep this page alive. And that's the whole purpose of what we're doing. You can put emojis in there, you can laugh, you can, you know, whatever comes to mind. If you want to be silly, be silly. All right, so here we go, y'all. I am going to position this on there. I see a few more people popping on, so let me show this again to those people who are just popping on. And you missed my song. I sang the 50 Nifty United States song as long as I could. This is going to be the Stars and Stripes in the flag. Remember, today is also Flag Day, June 14th. I think I'm gonna do the stars in blue and just keep that plain. And because this is a cream color, I'm gonna use, instead of using white, I thought about gold. It's still up for grabs, but I think I'm gonna use gray for the white. So we will see. So this is the stencil that I'm gonna be using. Let me take this off of here. And we're going to get going, y'all. I'm pretty excited to see. When I saw this stencil, this is a stencil by the Stencil Smith. And when I saw this stencil, I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love this. So, let's see. Oh, have fun, Doodle. Have fun, have fun. So tell Roger we said hi. We all appreciate him. All right, y'all. Let me see which brush I'm going to use. I'm going to use Chalk Couture's ink. And I cut up some cardboard. I've been kind of delinquent on cutting my cardboard boxes up. I have a zip snip. Let me show y'all this. Oh no. What is that? Don't want that going backwards. This is a zip snip. And what I do is I use it to cut up cardboard. I'll just do you a quick demo. It just kind of slices through the cardboard so that if you want to use cardboard for anything, you can take your boxes from Amazon, Walmart, any boxes that you get in the mail. Use them. You know, I know we all, a lot of us like to use paper plates and stuff like that, but you can also just take and use your cardboard boxes. All right, so the question is, what brush? I think I'm going to use this brush here, y'all. I'm going to start with red. All right, here we go. So this is a stencil that you use with a stencil brush. And the idea is we are going to load our brush and then we are going to offload. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get enough. All right, let me get something to block this. So I'm going to be using 3 different companies' products today. I'm going to use Chalk Couture's ink. I'm going to use the Stencil Smith stencil, and I'm going to use the Stencil Smith stencil and Essential Stencils brushes. So kind of a conglomeration of companies. I am a designer with Chalk Couture and an affiliate with the others. So here we go, y'all. This is all for, we're doing this all for Lori. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put this down. And I think this is going to go, this looks like it's going to go pretty quickly, y'all. I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out. When I saw this stencil, I was like, oh my goodness. What a clever, clever idea for a flag. And what better day to work with it than to work with it on Flag Day. I didn't even know, I had already planned to use this for Lori's page. For those of you who are just hopping on, we are on Lori Resiliently Crafting page, her page. Uh-oh, don't want to do that. All right, hang on. All right, let me get that. That got contaminated on the back, so I'm going to get another one of these. All right, here we go. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Just kind of going in between these letters. This is like a dome brush, and has a lot of really soft bristles on it. So I load and then I offload. And then we're going to come over here and we are going to swirl to the left, and then we're going to go backwards and swirl to the right. Just going back and forth, so that we make sure that we get in all the little nooks and crannies for these letters. They're kind of small. I couldn't figure out if I want, hey Allison, thanks for being here. I could not figure out if I wanted to, the small stencil or the large stencil. So as in Julie fashion, I got both because I thought, well, I'm not sure, what I'm going to use them for. So this is the smaller stencil. I think this is actually called a medium. And it is 18 inches by, not quite 18, maybe about 18 inches by maybe 12 or 13. So this is a good size stencil for canvas bags and smaller things. And then the Stencil Smith has several other, all right, that looks good. I'm just kind of looking at it, see what we got. Kind of getting this, I don't know why I'm doing, I think it's because it's so close together. All right, let me take that off of there because I don't want to get that. All right, I'm going to skip a line, and then we're going to come down, and we're going to do Connecticut. Actually, I'm going to go top and bottom here, y'all. I'm going to do all the red, and then I'm going to come back and I'll do all of the gray. And then after that, we'll come back and we will we'll put the stars on there. And I'm going to just put blue stars on this. Hey, Diana. Thank you to Ollie and Diana. Ollie with, hey, Sherry, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Ollie with the rustic sunflower daisy. Oh, no. Where is your name? I should have written all of these down. I didn't, y'all. It's a rooster. Rooster sunflower. I know you're in here, Ollie, because I saw your name. Let's see. Rooster Ridge Sunflower Company. And with Ollie. And then we have Diana with Crazy Grandma. Oh. Crazy Granny's Creations by Diana. They have headed this up to bring all of us crafters together to help Lori. So, a big shout out to both of y'all for putting together this event. What an amazing way to help her. When y'all asked about that, I thought, that is like the perfect thing because, she's at a time right now where, she doesn't want to have to deal with her page. And, for us to be able to step in and help her like this is a huge help. So if you are watching, please just comment after comment after comment, hit the hearts, smiley faces, la 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 la. Let's just keep those comments going so that her page gets out there and stays active in the algorithms. Even if you just want to be silly. Or you can put a prayer. You can write a prayer in the comments for, get those hearts going. Good job, y'all. You can write a prayer in the comments and you know, to Lori for her to maybe see later. Tag her name, tag her page, and let's just keep those comments going for her. All right, y'all, here we go. All right, we got the second line done. Y'all missed, if y'all came on late, you missed me singing. Well, I don't know if you really missed me is the right word, but hey, I was in the chorus in the 5th grade, and I think that's about where it stopped there. I had my my best girlfriend growing up. I would sing in the car, and I can remember saying, I wished I could sing, and her reply was, yeah, so do I. But anyway, so there's a treat if y'all want to go back to the beginning of this after I get off and hear me sing. Boy, this is getting everywhere. I hope this is going to turn out, y'all. It's so close together that it's kind of running underneath the, all right, here we go. It's running underneath the paper that I'm used to blocking it. You know what? I got a different idea. Hold on, because this is not working. You know, don't keep repeating the same thing if it's not working, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use tape. I think that's a better option. I'm going to cover up the row that I'm not working on and then just work on the row that I need to. There we go. I think that's going to be better. Drop back and punt. You don't want to I don't want to keep doing the same thing that's not working. All right, this is much better. I was getting paint everywhere. Now, I think if I used even a smaller brush that this might have not gone over as much as it did, but I wanted to make sure I could get as much paint or ink down as I can as I'm twirling this. All right, and here we go. And this is Chalk Couture ink. I'm using the Stencil Smith stencil and Essential Stencil brushes. So just kind of a combination of a lot of different tools from a lot of different directions. All right, let's see what we got. All right, let's see what we got. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for being here, y'all. I really appreciate y'all being here. Let's see here. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kay. Now, I asked for those of y'all that are just hopping on, if when you make a comment, if you are a follower of Lori's page, will you put an F in your comment? And if you're not a follower of her page, if you would hit the follow button and become a follower of her page. All right, here we go, y'all. I'm hoping I'm doing this right. Hang in there. Let's see. Okay, that is there, so that is good. All right, here we go. We're coming in here. You know, I'm working on fabric, and this is not going to be forgiving. So if I mess up, we're just going to go with it and wing it from there. If I was doing this on my own page, I would probably go a little bit slower, but I want to try and get this finished in an hour for y'all so you can see what it's going to look like. Now, a little bit about myself. I am a former public school teacher. I taught math. I love Jesus, and he called me to start with a crafting page with Chalk Couture, and from there I have just grown and learned a lot of different things. The name of my page comes from John chapter 6 verse 12. Nothing is wasted. Designs. When Jesus was feeding the 5,000, he told his disciples to pick up the leftovers so that nothing is wasted. And that is where the name of my page came from. So I'm here as God has led me. So I go where he tells me to go, and when he has me change up and do something different, then I do whatever he calls me to do next. And this is where I am for now. I'm loving it. I'm learning all kinds of fun crafting techniques and art techniques. I've learned some color theory, which is a lot of fun. All right, here we go. I want to take this. This is really, really sticky. I think I need to use a different tape, y'all. This is not going as smooth as I would have liked for it to. This is like, this tape is really grabbing this. All right. Okay, so that. Now we're going to come down here, and we are going to cover up the next row. Usually the painter's tape doesn't grab quite as much as this one is grabbing, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. All right, here we go. I'm going to cover this up here. All right, here we go, y'all. Coming over here to Nevada. How many of you... All right, let's do this. Let's start with Alabama, and let's name as many of the 50 states that we can name while I'm doing this. So that'll keep the comments going so that we can keep Lori's page going. So let's start with, actually, let's not start with Alabama. Let's start with what your home state is. Everybody put in the comments what your home state is. And let's see how many different states. After everybody does their own state, then let's start filling in states that are missing. And, oh gosh, I got all kinds of, thanks, Berta. Okay, Shelly, Sherry, I love y'all. Hey, Tammy, I got comments, y'all. Dawn, hey, Dawn, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. Hey, Jessica. All right, so that we can keep the comments scrolling, write the name of the state where you live, or you can write, if you don't want to put your state down, put a different state down. Texas, yes. Texas, Tennessee. All right, we got Texas and Tennessee in the house. I'm in Virginia. Somebody write Virginia in there for me. Just say Julian, Virginia. I'm in the northeastern section of Virginia, near the coast. Water is everywhere. I had a friend one time come to visit us, her and her husband, and she got lost, and she said, I'm lost. I said, well, tell me where you are. And she said, I'm on a bridge. And I'm like, you got to do better than that, because we got bridges over water everywhere in this section of the world. And anyway, so I figured out where she was and got her safely to the house. All right, thanks, Berta. All right, so we got Tennessee, Texas, Julie for Virginia. Who else? Who else we got in there? All right, so after everybody gives their state, then we're going to start filling in some of the missing states. All right, here we go, y'all. I'm going to lift this up. I think I need to get a different tape. I'm afraid this is going to rip these letters. All right, hang on. I don't want to leave this on here very long because it is like really grabbing. I've never had painter's tape grab like this, y'all. Wow, this is crazy. Who else we got? Ohio. All right. I have a friend who lives in Ohio. All right, hang on, y'all. I got to come up with a different solution for the tape because this is just really not a good situation. Let's try this one and see if this one's better. All right, so we're going to pull this up. I just don't want to ruin my stencil and pull like part of an A out or something. All right, that one's gone. All right, let's do, I'm coming down here. I'm going to do New York, North Carolina. Nope, I'm going to do Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and South Carolina. All right, let me put this down. I'm going to just kind of lightly, and then I'm going to cover up South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont. Those are going to be in gray. How we doing with our states? We got Kentucky, Illinois. All right, y'all. Keep it coming. Remember, we're doing this for Lori. You're not doing it for me. We're doing this for Lori so that we can keep her page going. All right, here we go, y'all. Oregon. Now, the one thing that's nice about this Chalk Couture ink is that it'll drink right into the fabric here. How are we doing on time? Oh, 30. Okay, I think we're gonna get it. I think we're gonna make sure. I think we're gonna get through this, y'all. I got about this much more, and then we'll do the stars. And I have some ribbon that I thought, either that or some beads that that we can put around the handle. We'll see. I can't really do a whole lot of bling because the stripes aren't solid. So I don't know. I'll probably figure something out. All right, so after we finish with the red, I got one more red to do. Then I'm going to go back up to the top and we will start working with gray. All right, let me wipe my hands off. Now, this color that I'm working with right now is called Candy Apple Red, but I added a tiny, tiny bit of brown to it to, yes, please make sure you're following Lori's page. Georgia, Alabama. We got Alabama in the house. How many of y'all remember having to learn the states and the capitals of all the states when you were in school? I can't remember all the capitals. I can probably list. I can sing up to the ends and then fill in the rest with the states of the United States. But I don't know that I could list all of the capitals. All right, so now that you've put your state that you're living in, tell us what your capital is. My capital is Richmond, Virginia. So if somebody will type in mine for me and then tell me what yours is. All right, here we go, y'all. We're going to lift this up. Wow. All right, I'm going to take that off. I think I'm going to go through quite a bit of tape with this. Oh, this is like really grabbing this. right, one more. All right, let me try a different tape. Let me see if, gosh, that's way too wide. Well, I guess I'll do this one. All right, last one is Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So how's y'all's day gone today? We had an awesome time at our house church yesterday. We normally meet on Sundays, but one of the families couldn't meet today, so we switched it up. That's one of the nice things about having a small church like that. We're just a small group, y'all. And but anyway, you know, because we're small, if we need to rearrange the day, or we meet in about 3 different locations. And we've got my nephew. He is he's there. He is, how old is Seth? Yes, happy Flag Day, everybody. Today is the Flag Day. Boy, we are blessed to live in the country that we live in. All right, here we go. I'm almost done with the... I'll probably dry this so that I don't drag my arm through it. Pretty excited to see how this is going to turn out, y'all. Just go in counterclockwise and then turn back around and going clockwise so that I can get in the corners from different directions. Sometimes the brush will hit it better one direction than another, so you want to make sure that you go both directions, especially on these small pieces like this with these small letters. And you can see I'm just sticking I'm going straight in with the brush and then offloading a little bit. All right, here we go, y'all. We're getting ready on the home stretch here of the red. I'm hoping I'll have time to get some beads on. I've got some wooden beads. I thought, you know, maybe doing those red, white, and blue and hanging them from the handle would look pretty. Now, either way, I will, if I get it all finished, I will, all right, let me look at this. Wow. Oh, that one's a little bit thick. But overall, I like it. Okay, so here we go, y'all. We're going to go back up to the top. I'm going to put this in my water. And I'm going to go over, going to cover this. I'm going to cover the red, and we're going to go back and we're going to hit this with gray. All right, so here we go. Let me get another brush. And I have some gray here. And I'm going to throw the red away. So I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to come in here with the gray and push this up into my bristles. I had to add some water to this, so I'm hoping it's not too thin. All right, here we go, y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be perfect. This is actually a little bit wetter than the red, so it's taken to this really, really well. Okay, I'm just going to stick this in here, bring it over here, offload. And then I'm going to bring this down. Okay, I'm going to put that up here so I can get to the letters. This is really grabbing this. Could be the stencil. All right. I'm not going to sit and play with it. Hey, Tina. Welcome to Columbus, Ohio. All right, here we go, y'all. Coming down here. We didn't get very far in the naming the states. All right, so all right, here we go. This is going to be a geography lesson. Name the first state that comes to mind, even if it's a duplicate. I'm just trying to give y'all some things to type so that we can keep Lori's page going. Name the first state that comes to mind when I say name a state on the West Coast. What's the first state that comes to mind for you? And it can be duplicated. What a fun, fun, fun stencil, y'all. All right. I was born in Hawaii. Where were y'all born? Washington, okay. Allison says that Washington is the first one that comes to mind for her. I go through a lot of tape this way. California is the first thing that comes to mind for me. I've got a son who lives there. I'm going to tell you what. I live in the Hampton Roads area in Virginia. We got a lot of military here. A lot of transient people who are in and out, move in and out of Virginia. And got terrible drivers here, y'all. I don't know what drivers are like in your state, but I think we probably have the rudest drivers in all of the 50 states. Our son got a concussion back in 2021 or 22, and I went out there to help him. I was there for 6 weeks. I was so nervous. I was like, I can't drive in this traffic. I don't know if y'all have ever seen California traffic, but here I was driving on roads I didn't know, driving a car I was not familiar with, driving, just not knowing anything about the state. But I'm going to tell you what. The people in California, let me point y'all down just a little bit. The drivers in California, they have got to be the most polite drivers I've ever experienced. Not that I've done a lot of traveling across the world or anything, but I could not believe just how polite. My son told me, he said, he had a really bad concussion. Both of our sons have had concussions in the same year. Anyway, he said, Mom, if you just put your blinker on and put your nose up into the where you want to go, someone will let you in. And he was right. You do that in Virginia, I don't know where it is in other parts of the state of Virginia, but if you, outside of Hampton Roads, if you put your blinker on in the Hampton Roads area, the people behind you are going to literally speed up so that you cannot get in front of them. It's like, I always say, it's like they never outgrew somebody cutting in front of them at the water fountain in grade school. It's like, come on, folks. We don't have to be like this. All right, here we go. We're getting closer, y'all. Getting closer. How we doing on time? I got 15 minutes. All right, so I'm going to take this gray, work it up into my bristles. And this is painter's tape, believe it or not. Now, it's not, it might be the actual stencil that it's sticking to, because it's not so bad when I'm putting it on the paint. All right, here we go, y'all. But, so yeah, the Hampton Roads Tidewater area drivers are terrible. And I never realized how rude they were until I went to California. I was like, oh my gosh. Came back and people cutting me off and all of that. Hey, Becky, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You are on Lori Resiliently Crafting page. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. I am filling in for Lori as she lost her daughter, and so we are, as a group of crafters, have stepped in to try and keep her page, the algorithms going, and we want to keep her page going. So I'm just asking people to type in. Gotta go, I skipped church. Oh, well, thank you for staying here. Gotta get over there. Have a great day, Lyndall. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3 more rows to go. And then the stars, but the stars won't take us that long at all. So let's see how we can do. If I end up running over for about 5 minutes, Ollie and Diana, is that okay? Or do you want me off right at the hour? I will do whatever you tell me to do. Oh, this is going to look good, y'all. This would be cute to put on fabric too. And all right, let me pull this up. And we're going to reposition this. It's just easier to get another. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. I am substituting for Lori's page. You are on Lori Resiliently Crafting's page. And the group of crafters, we're coming together to keep her page alive. And I am the substitute. We're all going on one day. Each one of us have picked a day to go live on her page, and this is my segment. Well, if there's no one behind you, I would love for you to stay and finish it. Okay? I want to make sure that it's okay with Ollie and Diana. I think I'll be able to finish it. I'm hoping. I may be 15 minutes longer, but they are sacrificing or donating their time to kind of moderate everything. So it's going to really depend on... Now, what I could do is, if I don't finish on Lori's page, I can get off at the hour and then go over to my page and finish it on my page. I can finish it online either way. I would prefer to do it on Lori's page so she gets the airtime, but I can go either way since I won't be competing with an event. So I can do that also, Tammy. But it'll show up on my nothing is the second part will show up on my Nothing is Wasted Designs page. Oh, that's sweet of you, Shelley. Yeah, keep this is a hard loss for her. It's a really hard loss. So y'all keep her in your prayers. All right, here we go. All right, I've got one more gray to do. And then the stars. All right, let me turn, I don't think that's gonna go yet, but we'll see. I'm gonna turn that on so we can heat set this when I'm done. All right, dip this in here again. Come over here and offload. And this is just cardboard from a box of something that I got in the mail, y'all. All right, and then we'll put one more, actually 2 more things of tape. So if any of you do decide to get this stencil, I highly recommend that you work with tape. A lot of times I can work with blockers, but the blockers just wasn't working. So what I want to do is I want to maybe paint some beads and put some beads up at the top. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. How many of you have lived in several states, have traveled around the United States and lived in several different states in the United States? Show me some hearts if you've lived in several different states in the United States. I got this from the Stencil Smith. I am actually I have a affiliate code if you're interested to save 15%. It's my name, the first 3 words of my name, Nothing is Wasted. And if you use that code, you'll get 15% off. But this is the size that I'm using, I think is a medium. I think this is a medium size. And I got a larger one too. So in case I wanted to do something big. I love this stencil, y'all. This was just so much fun. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna do the stars. This is I've never seen a flag that had all the states of the United States on there. And you better believe I'm a math teacher, so you better believe I went and counted them to make sure they were all there. If somebody gives me a number on something, I'm going to count them. I don't know why, it's just how I'm wired. My husband, he's an engineer. He's worse than I am. He goes through the grocery store and adds up everything before he gets to the cash register, and he can tell them if they're right or not. It's like, I'm not that good. All right, so here we go. We're going to go with stars now. I'm going to take, this is the color Home. And I'm not going to need any paint, or any tape or anything, because, oh, no. See, this is why I throw these things away when I'm done, because I always stick my project in it. I am like batting almost 1,000. All right, we're going to offload this. First couple times that you put your paint on your brush, you've got to go a couple of times because you're pushing that paint up into the bristles. And I'm going to go one more time. And you can see there's really not a whole lot of paint on there. And then I'm going to push it up there one more time, and now we're going to do the stars. And the stars are just going to be blue. I'm going to kind of do a reverse. Just going to kind of, all right, and you'll see, you'll be able to tell when you need to put more paint on it. All right, here we go. And with the fabric, it's a little bit more forgiving with, you know, and not necessarily bleeding, but you still want to offload. The reason why you offload is so that your paint doesn't seep underneath your stencil. The Stencil Smith, I love their content. I love their stencils. The only thing I wish they did was I wish they packaged their stencils differently. I've had to go to putting backing them with paper, like cardstock, so that they don't all stick together. Every company has something that, you know, I would say, oh, I would do this, or I would change that. So there's no one perfect company out there. And I like working with, you know, Chalk Couture. The Chalk Couture content isn't as much as I would like for it to be. They, when I first was drawn to Chalk Couture, it was because they had a lot of scripture. Now, not very little. But, you know, they have other products that I like, so I'm still a designer with them. Essential Stencil has got, you know, nice scripture with pretty fonts. I like the what do I want to say? The look of the mesh stencils the best, but they don't. You don't get as many repeats on that as you do with these Mylar stencils. I mean, these things are going to last forever because it's a hard plastic. All right, y'all, we're only a few more stars down, and we'll be able to pull this off and see how it looks. Yeah, it's called the Stencil Smith, and Stencil Smith is one word, and like I said, you can use my code. Nothing is wasted, no spaces, doesn't make any difference. It's not case sensitive, nothing is wasted, and it's an affiliate link for me, and you'll get 15% off. They have a lot of really awesome stencils. I think if I had to name my favorite as far as content, the Stencil Smith would be my favorite as far as content. Second would be Essential Stencil. I love their fonts and a lot of their content, but I think the Stencil Smith is probably my favorite for content because they have a lot of scripture verses. All right, let's see what we got, y'all. Oh no, that one bled. Oh well. All right, hang on. I'm going to pull this off of here and show y'all what I got. Let me get this out of the way. And then you can clean this with soap and water. Hey, Linda. Or you can clean it with, sometimes I just put rubbing alcohol on it. If it's been sitting for a while, the rubbing alcohol will just really take it right on off of there. All right, y'all, here we go. We're going to lift this up. Let me get my hands clean before. I think this sprayer's on its last leg, y'all. I'm going to have to get another one. Just want to get this ink off of my hands before I start messing. All right, here we go. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to turn this around, even though it's going to be backwards for y'all. You don't need it to be backwards and, oh my gosh. All right, I messed up the N on New York. Let me figure out where I want to put this. I'll stick this over here for now. All right, let me hold this up for y'all. This is what we have. Look at that. What do you think? Hey, Barb. All right, y'all. So, let's see here. How is that? I didn't want to get it too far to the bottom because I figured that, you know, I didn't know how this was going to. Now, the only thing left to do with this is I'm going to probably put some beads on here and, you know, maybe around the handle. And then I've got some ribbon that I thought, all right, I've got that and this. I might do these two here. Let me see. All right, this is like a what is it called? Grosgrain ribbon. And this one here, it is, I'm going to try something. Oh, that's a good color with that. All right, hang on a minute. Let me just cut some of this off of here. And what I'm going to do, hang on. I want to pull this wire out of here so that it's not stiff. All right, I'm going to pull that there. And just pull this out of here. Now, I could save this, but I'm not. Y'all, I got so much stuff in my house. I don't need to save little tiny wires like that. All right, so we're going to get that out of here. All right, so my thinking is, so now you see how it's nice and flimsy. All right, so let's trim that. I want to put these two together. Well, looks like the W, it looks like I got a couple of places where I put too much ink, but that's okay. All right, so let me see how I want to do this. I think I'm going to put this on here. Let's make these the same length. Oh, hold on. Make them the same length. I'll put the smaller one on top of the bigger one. And then I'm just going to take and kind of do an overhand knot on this. Just kind of tie it so that it's going to fall down on here, and then I'll straighten these up. But y'all, I love how this is. And then I'm going to probably add some beads on here. So this is what we have. There you go. I need to use my ribbons. I have so much ribbon, and it's like, so anyway, I'll tie this on here better. But I think that these two are going to go together well with it. And I may come over here and put a knot in it. I'm not sure. I got to figure out the best way to do this so that the ribbons kind of show. And I may cut it shorter. I may cut it just a little bit shorter. But I think that'll kind of spruce it up a little bit. All right, I want to honor the time that I know, bling, 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 and each star. Oh, that's a great idea. I like that. I think I can do that. I can go back and put, you know, just a dot of bling in the center of the stars. I like that idea. All right, so I love y'all. Please keep Lori lifted up in prayer. I want to honor the time that Ollie and Diana are investing in pulling this event together. And I hope y'all have a great day, and thanks for joining me. And I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, but it's more important that you know that you are on Lori Resiliently Crafting page, and let's keep her page going, y'all. All right, love ya. Jesus loves you more. Bye-bye.